So, what has our favourite multi-hyphenate Chinese noodle been up to this week? I have no clue. So this one's going to be a short one. Welcome to the Wang Yibo Weekly. We are about a month deep into the seclusion wherein Yibo hasn't actually been spotted anywhere. The understanding is that he's in America, or possibly one of the Americas, filming for the new season of Exploring the Unknown. But that's there's no evidence particularly of that. I haven't seen anybody saying they've seen him. If you've seen him, please let me know. Where have you seen him in the wild? That's awesome. That'd be great to find out. Anyway, the only direct evidence that we have of proof of life is Monday my time. He went on Instagram and he liked a post by Rio Ma about who's the founder of the racing team, Yibo's racing team. And he also acquired 2 new mutuals. AJ Carter, who's a filmmaker who also happens to be into race cars. I think he drives sometimes, I don't know. And Tim Emmett, who is a adventure climber and also somebody who's into something called deep water soloing, which sounds terrifying, and it also sounds like somebody that Yibo would kind of get down with. Awesome. So that's suggestive of that this is part of the Exploring the Unknown process at some level, but that's really all we have. So apart from actual news, which I've now covered, there's, of course, as there is every week, a whole bunch of brand stuff. SuperX celebrated their 5-year, or moving into their 5th year, working with Yibo, and they came up with a new portrait, and they also had a full-on produced new video ad that they released. There was also a bunch of GIFs on Weibo they put out, and also even some behind-the-scenes footage of the filming of the ad. So there was a whole bunch of stuff came out from SuperX. Tai Ling, I just realised I have no idea how you actually pronounce that. Tai Ling, the electric scooter duper people. They also had an anniversary during the week. They celebrated their entering their 3rd year with Yibo, and they also put out a new portrait. And there was also a vid, although theirs was much more of a straightforward speaking to camera thing. So 2 big brand things that happened this week. There was also a bunch of people put out stuff, of pictures of edits of photos of Yibo for Dragon Boat Festival, and there were a few for Children's Day, and also a few for 618, which is the mid-year shopping festival that's coming up. So there were a bunch of things around those things. There were, I think, 4 brands that put out clips of Yibo speaking to camera for whatever, promoting some particular thing for their brand. And there were a few new peripheral kind of signed autograph cards or bits and pieces that brands put out during the week. But the 2 big anniversaries were the major brand things this week. I will also mention Edifier for 5 to 8, the 28th of May, which is one of the high holy days that the fans observe, because 5 to 8 in Mandarin sounds a little bit like I love Bo. So it's one of the days that there's lots of fan activity around. Edifier put out a picture on 528, which none of the other brands did. But as I said, lots of fan stuff. So if you poke around on Weibo, there was a bunch of new fan art and new fan edits that came out for 528. So that was something else that happened this week. The final piece of vaguely Yibo adjacent news is that Stephen Chow's film Women's Soccer, which there was a long-running rumour that Yibo was going to be cast in, but he was not cast in it, and that rumour was quashed officially in February. Anyway, they wrapped filming yesterday, and there was an announcement about that. And as part of the announcement, they actually produced a cast list. I don't know how complete it was, but it was a lot more extensive than any prior announcements had been. And Dilaraba is in it, which I did not know before, and so is Lei Chang. So that's exciting. A couple of Yibo adjacent people, if not Yibo. I'm still I want the movie to succeed because it sounds like a good time, but I'm still a little bit sore that Yibo isn't in it because I would love to see him in a full-on comedy. That sounds awesome to me, but another time. So that's about all that I have for you for this edition of the Wang Yibo Weekly, and I'll attempt to play us out with a little bit of the Yibo official race footage that they dropped during the week. It's old footage, but it was newly released on Saturday. I am going to put links to some of the posts and things that I mentioned in the description, and I hope you're all well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.